Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Miguel the Movie Encyclopedia. I hope everyone had a safe and fun winter holiday. For my first review of 2021, I decided to review one of the last movies I saw in 2020, Disney Pixar's Soul, starring Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. A quick plot synopsis: the movie follows Joe Gardner, a middle school band teacher played by Jamie Foxx, who finally gets his big chance to play in a professional jazz band, when he gets his soul ripped out from his body and has to work with an obnoxious soul named 22, played by Tina Fey, in order to get back to his body no matter what. Now, before I begin, as some of you may know, at the end of every Pixar review, I put it into a ranking outside of the official score, based on how it ranks as a Pixar film. Now, there are three category rankings that I put all my Pixar movies in. A rank is for the best Pixar movies with the most originality and heartwarming moments, like the Toy Story saga, WALL-E, and Ratatouille. B rank is for Pixar movies that are not nearly as groundbreaking and important as the A rank films, but are still very good animated films worth watching, like Monsters University, Onward, and Finding Dory. C rank is for the absolute worst Pixar films. They're not only bad Pixar movies, but they're pretty bad animated films, of which there's only one film in this category, Cars 2. Now on to the review. When I came into Soul, I expected a story about a fully realized adult who knew exactly what he wanted out of life and used his purpose to teach a young soul who wants nothing out of life to find her reason for living. This movie is not that story. In reality, Soul is about a kind-hearted and slightly self-absorbed man who wants to get back to his body no matter what, who takes a young soul on his journey. This young soul finds her passion for life and teaches the man that his passion is not actually music or his career or his sense of purpose or even having the idea of a meaningful life. His passion is and always will be the simple task of enjoying life in all of its intricacies. Soul features one of the most profound, adult, and abstract themes I have ever seen in a Pixar movie, an animated film, and frankly, any movie I have seen in 2020, period. It's a movie that asks its audience to look at life not in the big important moments, but in the simple, little moments that truly define our lives. This message, mixed with a simple yet relatable plot and characters, makes Soul completely enjoyable for all ages. The accomplishment of this feat is exactly why audiences have been gravitating towards Pixar movies for the last 30 years, and is found in abundance with Soul. As for the rest of the film, Soul incorporates some of the most original animation Pixar has ever produced, utilizing an ingenious blend between 2D and 3D animation for the scenes set in the Great Before, and utilizing smoothly textured and well-shaded 3D animation for the New York scenes. The more Pixar animates modern life, the more realistic and human their animation becomes. It is truly astounding to see with every Pixar movie. The casting and characters in this movie are fantastic. However, no surprise there. If there's one thing Pixar can guarantee in all of their movies, it's great voice actors. Jamie Foxx is so humble and relatable as Joe Gardner, while co-star Tina Fey completely steals the show as the comedic relief turned best developed character, 22. If someone had told me that Tina Fey would play the side character even better than the protagonist of a Pixar movie, I would not have believed them. Soul also features a great supporting cast including Graham Norton, Rachel House, Alice Braga, Richard Ayoade, and many more. I know I have given this movie nothing but praise, but it isn't a perfect film. Although it has a brilliant story, the plot follows the basic Pixar formula. A slightly or incredibly self-centered protagonist goes on a crazy adventure with a comedic relief and learns an important lesson about life. Ironically, this movie's lesson is actually just life, but that has already been discussed. The plot was not as original as I would have hoped, but this formula allows the story to come off as relatable, so the story can drop such heavy philosophical themes later in the movie, and the audiences, both young and old, will be able to understand. And trust me, given how heavy these themes are, this was probably the right move. In conclusion, Soul is one of the most profound and important films to come from 2020 and a must-see for anyone who loves Pixar. It may follow a somewhat formulaic plot, but the story is charming, beautiful, and heartwarming. But most importantly, its themes, personally, have completely changed the way I see my life and my world, and is a movie that I plan to cherish for years to come. If I were to rate this movie personally, I probably would give it a 7.5, but if I were to rate this as an unobjective critic, I would give it an 8.5. So for this review, I'm going to give Soul an 8 out of 10 stars. This was truly a great movie and one of the best movies I saw in 2020. As for its ranking, no surprise here, this movie 100% makes Pixar's A rank. This is truly one of the best Pixar movies ever made. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Comment below with any comments you had on the video. Make sure to follow me, Miguel the Movie Encyclopedia, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I post content daily. And also, if you like hearing me talk about movies, TV shows, and video games, make sure to follow the Movie Encyclopedia podcast on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts. Just look up the name, the Movie Encyclopedia Podcast. Until my next video, make sure to stay safe, and I'll see you then.